Caution terrain. Caution terrain.
Hey Karel and everybody else, all my friends from this great city.
Caution terrain.
You cannot imagine what
terrain.
I'm seeing right now. But you will see it too in a few seconds. What about
Caution
this?
terrain. Caution terrain.
Snowy St. Mary Church. Early morning in Prague. Charles Bridge and the castle. Early morning.
Pull up. Terrain terrain. Pull up. Terrain terrain. Pull up. Terrain terrain.
Slowly climbing
up.
up the hill towards
Terrain
the castle.
terrain. Pull up. Terrain terrain. Pull up. Terrain terrain. Pull up.
The towers of the bridge and Charles Bridge.
Terrain terrain. Pull up. Terrain terrain. Pull up. Terrain terrain. Pull up. Terrain terrain.
In the meantime, I have installed some more libraries. Now the scenery is more complete because it was annoying that near those wonderful buildings there were a lot of empty spaces and quite unpleasant looking hills and public places. Now the road network is more complete and I see more vegetation, so the view is much better. Now we have a general overview of the city from northeast. Let's magnify a bit. It's a nice cold morning with a good visibility. Now we have a view of the old town in front. On the left we can see the train station. On the right side at the turn of the river we can see the Charles Bridge. If we turn a bit right, we can include the castle as well. So now we can see the hill with the castle on the right. At the next bridge at the right. On the right side we can see the top of the Rudolfinum, the concert hall of Prague, which is very famous, very nice. Now we are closing on to the lesser town. We can see the towers of the bridge, St. Nicholas Church, and on the right side
Terrain.
it is the castle coming up.
Terrain.
with
Pull
the
up.
San Vitus
Terrain,
Cathedral.
terrain. Pull
Now
up.
this is a much more pleasant view. Also,
Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
season layer is
Terrain, terrain.
installed, so it's
Pull up.
spring in Prague in this image.
Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
We are approaching from southeast. In front we see the St. Ludmila Gothic Cathedral. Very nice cathedral. On the right side is Hlavní nádraží, the main train station. We turn right at the National Museum, and we are closing in to the Powder Tower. This is the Powder Tower, and we are turning towards the center of the city. This is the old town center, Staroměstské náměstí. On the right side is the main train station, Hlavní nádraží, and that black tower on the right is the Powder Tower. We are going towards the National Museum. Gain some altitude. Okay, now we can see it very nicely. Lot of detail here. In front of us it is the Church of Our Lady of the Snows,
Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain.
or the Saint Mary of the Snows. The
Terrain, terrain.
Charles Bridge. We are approaching
Terrain,
the
terrain.
lesser town
Pull up. Terrain,
with
terrain.
the
Pull up.
towers of the
Terrain,
bridge.
terrain.
This is the National Museum, and in front is the Wenceslas Square. Following the Wenceslas Square, we are approaching the old town center, Staroměstské náměstí. On the left side we see a very nice church, the St. Mary of the Snows. On the right side is the main square with the church St. Mary before Teen, or the Mother of God before Teen. In front we can see the town hall, the tower with the clock. That's the astronomical clock of Prague. We are turning towards the Charles Bridge and the lesser town. Here it is. We can see the old tower of the bridge. And on the other side,
Terrain, terrain.
the lesser town
Terrain,
towers. On the left side, it is
Terrain,
the Church of the Glorious Mary
up.
and Jesus. And in front of us is the
Terrain,
St.
terrain.
Nicholas Cathedral.
Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
St.
Terrain,
Nicholas
terrain.
Cathedral with
Pull up.
a lot of very nice
Terrain,
details. And we are
Pull up.
closing in to the
Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
castle
Pull up.
with the St. Vitus
Terrain, terrain.
Cathedral. At the right we can see the St. George Basilica behind the cathedral. It is the second oldest church in Prague. We can also see the entrance to the St. George Basilica in the back. And now we turn towards the city, the old town. You can see the Rudolfinum from the side. Concert hall. Old town city center. Staroměstské náměstí. The
Caution terrain. Caution
Mother
terrain.
of God before Teen Church.
Caution terrain. Caution terrain.
On the left, we can see the Powder Tower. Behind the Powder Tower is the Jerusalem Synagogue. Central train station. Hlavní
Hold up.
nádraží.
Terrain terrain.
We are flying downriver to north to have an overview of the city. On the right side we see the old town. In front are the bridges. On the right side you can see the National Theatre. The yellow building located in the water on a small island is the Zsófin Palace. It's in front of the National Theatre. On the left side is the lesser town, the castle, and we are flying towards the Charles Bridge. Let's see the theater on the right. Okay,
Caution
and
terrain.
we are going towards
Caution
the Charles
terrain.
Bridge.
Caution terrain. Caution terrain.
On the right side, as it was the Charles Bridge, we can see
Caution
the
terrain.
Rudolfinum, which is a famous concert hall of Prague. This is and turning back towards the town. We are closing onto the bridge to ride it really slow. Let's see the castle in evening light. See that the entrance is in shadow right now.
can see the old town across the river. Flying round the old town in the evening light. Wow, I just seen the shadow of the helicopter. Oh, and we can see the Sun Mary of the snows, parish which is really nice, and the city center.
Slowly approaching the center towards the Our Lady Before Teen church. On the left you can see the clock. Going towards the National Museum.
We are flying along the Wenceslas Square. In front of the museum there is a statue of
Terrain.
Wenceslas.
Let's see the museum. And the Saint Ludmila Church. Evening in Prague. We are approaching from southeast for an overall night view of the city. On the right, the old town, and on the left, the lesser town and the castle. Let's check out the city center by by night. Mother of God before Teen Church. Approaching the castle.
Caution terrain.
The tower of the bridge is very nicely painted. Also the side of the St. Nicholas Church, however the top is not.
Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
This concludes our evening flight.